So if you listen to any of the marketing gurus out there, what are they telling you? Produce more video content. They don't necessarily say why. They definitely don't say how. They just say do it because that's what the algorithms request. Well, there's a lot more to it than that, as you might imagine. So today we're going to go through the strategies of thinking about why and how you should produce video content. Make it efficient in your business. That's the thing we hear the most is it's expensive and it's time consuming and it's inefficient. So we've got some things for you to think about today. All right, Atiba, this topic I'm so excited about. This is the one where I lean into you as the expert around video content because there's so much for our audience to learn. So we're going to try and stay above the tree line, right? Not get into the weeds of video content, but we may touch there a little bit. So let's take a step back. We're talking about producing video content efficiently, strategically to really help move your business forward. Not just because the video or the marketing gurus say produce video, but because it's a real necessary component of your business. So let's start with the why, maybe. Let's just start like really high level. Why? Why is video so important these days? And then we'll get into some of the strategic sort of steps in the process.
You know, the answer to that, honestly, Dean, is one word: connection. There is no other medium that you can use that helps you connect with another human being like video. It's the closest thing we have to being face to face and in person with someone. And that's why it's so powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are blessed, I guess, with this video content ability, right? We've got this technology now that 5-10 years ago didn't exist like it does today. So we had to get on a plane. We had to fly across the country just for a prospecting call, right? It doesn't need, it's not necessary anymore. So I love that. So connection, that's what it's all about. People to people, human to human.
Yes.
So how should this sort of video content fit into our overall strategy, our overall marketing strategy? We'll stay high level.
Yeah, no, that's a great question because so many times people just want to kind of throw it out there and say, go, right?
Yeah.
And the thing here is it can replace and or complement, right? And we talk all the time about the customer value journey. And that's the key. It's not just where does it fit, but how does it fit within the journey and when customers need that video from you. For example, in your customer value journey, there is a point in time when you have to send the contract. You wouldn't send a video contract, right? You wouldn't read your contract and say, please sign me. Not an appropriate time.
Right.
Not an appropriate time, right? And so it's understanding what your customer needs, when they need it, and is video the right medium for it? Now, you say, is it the right medium? Okay, we get the contract, but when else might it not be the right medium? Well, you know, let's say it's a white paper. Yeah, you may do a white paper and then do a video that's a synopsis of the white paper, and then say, hey, for more details, go read the full white paper. In that case, written is still really great.
Yeah.
And video complements it. It doesn't replace it.
Right. That's great. Good examples. So there's lots of different scenarios, but how do you feel people view video marketing generally? What do you hear?
Terrified. People are terrified. Oh my gosh.
Because they don't want to be in front of the camera, or they don't know how to do it, or what's going on?
Yes, and yes. I mean, you can keep giving reasons and excuses. I'll just keep saying yes. I mean, you know, the reality is video marketing taps into that fear of public speaking that people have, right? Yeah. And there's so many people who would rather die than to speak publicly. And yeah, that's what this is. And so, yes, people would much rather run very fast than do video marketing a
Yeah.
lot of times.
Yeah, despite the fact that one of the most powerful, video camera devices on the planet in our pockets, that's not an excuse anymore, right? You don't have
It
to go
isn't.
buy a camera; you've got one. So, all right, that fear is driven by a lot of reasons, as you said. The
Hmm.
fear of public speaking, being on camera, for all the reasons, right? But how would you help somebody break down that fear? A lot of times, a strategy or process helps, right?
Hmm.
So how do you help
Absolutely.
them break down that fear so they can actually start to produce content or get help to produce content that's going to move their business forward? Because we now know they have to have it, right? There's no
Yeah.
choice anymore.
Yeah. The reality behind video marketing that most people don't understand, okay? Because it feels like I'm here and I'm looking at a white light and a round circle right now as I talk to you, Dean. And so I am talking and millions of people are watching it. No, that's not the case. But that's how most people feel. Most people feel like I'm here and you're just going to be bombarded. That's not the reality. That's not how it is. In fact, the truth, and this is one of the first things we help people with, is understanding the truth of the matter is you're having a conversation with one person. There is one other person on the other side of that camera. Now, you may not be able to see them right now, but it's only one person. And not only is it only one person, but you have had someone walk into your office. You have had someone call you on the phone. And when they did, you had a conversation with them. That is the only skill necessary to do video marketing. Because people get in their feelings is a term that I will use, because we're used to doing what? Watching the news, watching movies, watching major productions that took millions and millions and millions of dollars to produce and say, oh, I can't be that. But point of fact, your customer does not want you to be that. That's not what they're looking for. That's not why they're watching the video. They're watching the video, going back to that word that I used initially for connection. They want to connect with you. And you're just talking to them one-on-one. One-on-one. To this day, I've been on camera since 2007. To this day, I still present to someone who's sitting in a chair that doesn't exist. It's okay. It's okay.
Yep.
It's okay. So, didn't totally answer your question, but that's the start. That's the start to getting over, because even if we give you the best systems and the best processes and so on and so forth, and the best strategy, if you won't get in front of the camera, it doesn't matter. And if you won't get in front of the camera because you're afraid that it's all of these, it isn't. It's just one person.
Yeah. Yeah. Just a very quick side story. I had a client that was stuck right there, right where you're describing. And she tried. I give her credit. She put the effort in, but she just couldn't get over that first 20 seconds of like just being herself. And so we made it really easy. I just interviewed her.
Yep.
We're buddies, right? She's a client of mine. We know each other so well. We've known each other for years. We just hopped on Zoom and I just interviewed her. I just had a chat with her. And she was absolutely awesome. But then she got to feel what it was like to have a conversation with somebody that you already know, that cares about you, that wants to lean in. And then she was off and running.
Yes. And that's also a strategy that we use to help people as well.
Yeah.
Is the interview, right? And because it's just a conversation.
Just a conversation.
It's just a conversation, y'all. You don't have to be Eddie Murphy if you're not Eddie Murphy.
Be yourself.
The only person who needs to be Eddie Murphy is Eddie.
Yeah, totally.
Be yourself. I have people who say, well, I don't speak well, I stutter. Well, guess what? You need to stutter on video too. Because if they show up and now you're stuttering and they want to become your client and you didn't stutter on video, they're going to wonder, who are you?
Yeah.
Let them love you because you stutter. Let them love you because your dog barks every 30 seconds in the video. Let them love you for who you are today, right now.
What better way to differentiate from everybody else in the world, right? People ask about
Exactly.
differentiation all the time and all these techniques of message. Be yourself. There ain't nobody else like you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a great message, Sativa. I love that. So let's take a step forward in the process. So we're starting to overcome our fears. We're starting to get on video. We understand it's important, all of those fun things. But let's think about our audience as we start producing video. We start thinking about that process. So, okay, I can do video. I've overcome that fear, but what do I say to my audience? I don't know. Where do I even begin?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the next thing, right? Once people get to, okay, I can do this, but now what?
Right.
And that they end up there, right? In that stuck face of what do I do? And here's the deal. Here's the deal. Number one, we've talked about this previously on other episodes when we talk about the customer value journey. And in the customer value journey, we talk about the fact that you have to understand your audience's pain points. And guess what? When I'm in pain, what do? I ask a question. When I'm in pain, I ask a question. There isn't a human alive that doesn't. How do I get out of this pain? How do I make it stop? What is this? There are questions that we ask when we are in pain. Those are their issues. When you want to know, what do I talk about on camera? You answer those questions. You answer those questions. That's what you do. It's that simple.
And you answer those questions every day with your clients and your prospects anyway. We're not asking you to invent something new or different. Just think about the conversations you had with the last 3, 4, 5 clients and prospects when they came on board. Where did the conversation begin? Just talk about that. Tell that story.
Yeah.
It can be very easy. Don't overcomplicate it. So they love to they ask questions, and we start with restating the question and sharing some wisdom.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's the greatest content strategy out there. I'm dead serious. You know, one of the things that we often deal with here at our agency is clients who say, oh, you did a content strategy for me, but it seems so simple. I'm like, yeah, yeah. It didn't have to be this thing, because guess what? This is not what's going on in your audience's mind.
No.
Right? They're not asking about why this brace at a 46-degree angle is better than the other brace at a 45-degree angle with the injection of this acid at this point. They don't care. They don't. They just want to know, is this brace or this brace better? And they ask very simple questions. Don't overcomplicate it.
No. And when they're ready for the how the sausage is made, they will ask, and then you can respond. But resist the urge. That's awesome. So we talked about a little about audience and what they need. We've talked a little about sort of developing your content strategy.
Mm-hmm.
What about actually producing content? What does that process look like? What should it look like?
Yeah. You know, this is the next big thing. Okay. So for us, what I've seen is if people either have that fear of, oh my gosh, I don't know how to start and what to say, or, okay, I did it. Now what? Right?
Yeah.
And here's one of the fun parts of the now what. Most people in their now whats go and say, I'm going to go watch it again. And in the process of watching it, you decide, oh, this was awful. And you hit delete.
Yep.
So let me simplify this for you. Number one, as Dean so rightly said, we have one of the best cameras known to man in our pocket, most of us, in cell phones. Our cell phones have ridiculously powerful cameras, and it seems like every year they get more and more powerful. You have everything you need right here to record your video with audio and sound. So that takes care of a lot of your technology issues. People often ask me, well, what about lighting? I got bad lighting. Great, go outside.
Stand in front of a window, right? I mean,
Okay? The sun is the best light ever.
Yep.
Right? The only caution, don't stand in direct sunlight. If there are no clouds in the sky, stand under a tree. That's the only thing I'll tell you. Get a little bit of shade, okay? Plus, nobody wants to see you sweating. I'm teasing y'all. I'm teasing. If you sweat naturally, sweat. Okay, it's okay.
You glisten, right?
Yes, glisten naturally. That's a good way of putting it, Dean. Yes, thank you for cleaning that up there, buddy. No, but seriously, you don't overthink those things. Then the next thing is go record the video. And when you're done recording the video, upload it right away. Don't wait. Don't think about it. Don't go rewatch it. You say, oh, but Atiba, you can say that because you've been creating videos since 2007. You're probably just an old pro at this by now. Okay, fine. But guess what? I still don't watch my own videos. Do you know I have never, Dean, I love you. I have never watched one of Dean and I's shows. Never. Yeah, even I don't watch my own content. It's okay. It's okay. You want to upload it. Now, the where to upload it is going to be a big question. You say, okay, so you said upload it, but wait, what are we talking about here? And the answer to that question is super simple. Where's your audience? Because there's no point in putting it on TikTok if they're not on TikTok.
Yep.
0 point. So you gotta, going back to where we started, of understanding your audience and understanding their pain points is also part of that, is understanding where they're hanging out. That's where you put your content. That's where you put your content. Now, for us, video has to start on YouTube. We put all video on YouTube and then wherever else audiences go. And there's lots of reasons for that, but we put everything on YouTube and then primary channel. Those are our rules.
Yeah.
And Dean, before you ask, because I know you're going to ask, well, what about these best practices? Because you just said YouTube, and my gosh, YouTube has a ton of like rules, and then Instagram, like, oh my gosh, what are best practices? So were you going to ask that? Did I cue you up with that?
Tell me, man. Tell me what I need to know.
You see, y'all, we're like in sync. I saw it in Dean's eyebrow that this is where he was going next. So what we'll do is we'll actually put a link to a best practices guide that we have in the description or the show notes if you're on the podcast for you to go get that, because there are best practices that you should follow when you're uploading.
Yeah, very good. Because ultimately you want to be found, right?
Yeah.
You want to be found, and especially on YouTube. All right, cool. So wrapping this thing up, we've done all the things. We've followed Ativa's wisdom, and we've just posted that stuff.
Yeah.
And we start looking at the likes. We start looking at the comments, or maybe the lack thereof, right?
Mm-hmm.
Should I care about reporting and analytics right now? Do I need to get into that? Tell me.
So this is a real funny one. So if you're just starting, you're just posting your first video, I don't want you to think about likes, comments, reports, or analytics at all. I want you to just post. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you a marker. Don't look at likes, comments, reports, analytics until you've posted, get this number, y'all, 50 videos.
All right.
Okay. Now, why 50? Because if you're creating your first video today, it's going to suck, and that's okay. Everyone's first video sucks. By the time you get to 50, you'll be pretty decent at it. You would have dialed in a little bit better at your audience. You'll be a lot more comfortable with what you're doing.
Right.
And then you'll actually start to be able to see what's actually going on. But you cannot ignore, once you get past that, you cannot ignore your reporting and analysis. There's so many people who just put stuff out there and they just hope it will do well and they never go back, or they only look at likes and comments. And guess what? Likes and comments aren't actually that important. Comments a little bit more. Likes definitely aren't that important. You don't know that somebody just didn't accidentally tap. It means nothing. There's so much more data that you can actually see. So for example, let's say you're putting up YouTube shorts and you've put up shorts and you say, man, my shorts aren't getting any traction at all. No one's liking and no one's commenting. But then you go in and you look at the analytics and you realize, oh, wow, my view through is at 110%. So people are watching the whole thing and then starting it over. And they're not commenting, but man, they're clicking and going to my website. If it was a what video, and again, if you haven't seen that episode, go watch that episode that we did where we break down content and the customer value journey. What videos, certain bucket of content, my what videos, man, they're clicking and going to my website. See, if you're just looking at likes and comments, you'll never actually see what's truly going on.
Words of wisdom. So 50 videos, guys. Start counting them down. Start counting them down. And then once you get to 50, it's okay to watch your first one. And then you can then appreciate how far you've come.
Absolutely.
And not let that be a barrier for posting. So that's awesome. Well, good stuff today, Atiba. Lots of interesting things to cover. We've really got to think through strategically about video content and how it moves the business forward. Don't worry about tactics. So go back and watch the video again, take your notes, and reach out to Atiba. Where's the best place for them to reach out to you, Atiba, if they have questions?
Well, as always, you can hit me on LinkedIn at meetatiba.com.
Excellent. Well, another great episode. Good seeing everybody this week, and we'll catch you next week.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.